No one is safe.
Yo, what's up lads? I've just rank 3'd my 7-star Onslaught. Really excited to do this video. He's so versatile, this man is full of utility and he's got insane damage on top of that. Got a lot of BG's content, got a lot of 8.4 content, got a couple Necro solos and a couple war fights in this video. And Onslaught is just so versatile, he's good everywhere in game. He's not the fastest Battlegrounds attacker about, but the main use for Onslaught in Battlegrounds is definitely defense, and he's one of the best defenders about right now. That's the main reason I rank 3'd him, but he can definitely put in some good work on offense as well. Onslaught's damage is much more OP in long form content, you know, like Act 8 or Necro, but he's definitely not slow in Battlegrounds, especially as a rank 3. This is a rank 2 Maestro, and we're getting him down pretty fast. We have no way to counter his glancing apart from using our special attacks. Luckily, the glancing doesn't prevent us from pausing our degens with the heavy attacks, so that's why Onslaught's a good counter for him. And that's a 60-second Maestro fight. That's better than most Mystic champions, that's better than most Maestro counters, so yeah, that's really solid. And here we got a rank 2 7-star Bullseye, and Bullseye is probably Onslaught's best match in Battlegrounds. He nukes him really fast. We're not even going to bother going for an SB1 first, we're going to go straight to the SB2. And he has the same interaction as Bishop. If you attack Bullseye whilst he's stunned and has the evade icon, your stun will turn passive, so he cannot evade you. So Onslaught's a very good counter to him. He also takes no bleed damage off Bullseye, so you can block the SB1s for days if you can't push him to the SB2. And that was a rank 2 Bullseye in 43 seconds. If it was a 6-star Bullseye, that probably would have been about 30 seconds. He's a great counter, no, he's definitely not the best counter, but he's one of the best counters for Bullseye in Battlegrounds for sure. And here we've got Winter Soldier. We're running some 20% boosts. We're running Mutant power backs. And we've got Suicides on just to see how fast we can nuke Winter Soldier. Most of these fights I am not boosted, but I will mention when I am. And Onslaught's special attacks still slap if they crit. He's not just good for the degen damage, as you can see. The special attack by itself pretty much killed off Winter Soldier there. So yeah, that's a sub 30-second Winter Soldier fight. 500k health gone like that. And here we got Necropolis Atuma. Other than Onslaught, the only champion that can solo this fight I think is Shuri. So it's really good to have other options, because a lot of people just didn't have Shuri when Necro dropped, including myself. I had to rank up the 6-star Shuri. I wish I had an Onslaught then, and I would have used him for this Atuma. But the way you want to play this fight is we're just going to parry heavy and drop our special 2s. You don't want to spam any SB1s, because the first hit of that is a contact hit. And you can't use the striker because that is a contact hit as well. So you will take Thorns damage. So you just want to parry heavy and SB2 in this fight. That's why I've sped it up. Otherwise you would just be watching me parry heavy for about 5 minutes. And Onslaught gets this down very fast. I am running some boosts. I think I'm running a 20% attack boost and a 20% green boost in this fight, just because I was worried because I couldn't use my striker to extend the charges. So I just wanted a bit more health and a bit more damage. But even if I wasn't boosted, we still would have easily soloed this Atuma. We just got to watch out when he drops below 80 charges, I think it is, because then he's going to root us with the special attacks. And you can't really dex his special 2 while it's rooted, so you definitely want to try and make sure you're baiting L1s. But yeah, other than that, easy fight. Here we've got a Chavez in war. When you knock her down, she will go debuff immune. But Onslaught doesn't care about any of that, because when she goes debuff immune, my stun is just going to turn passive. So we don't even need a Wags to parry safely here. Such a unique piece of utility. Onslaught is the only champion that can do this without a Wags anyway. And I am running Suicides and boosts here, so I should have just gone straight for a special 2. But I threw an SB1 first, which wasn't needed. It's way too much overkill. The thing I love about Onslaught as well is his heavy reach is insane. You can be like half the map away from your opponent and your heavy attack will still reach. It's really nice, and I wish they would do this for every champion that needs to land heavy attacks. Like, that's one thing I hate about Moman. You gotta land heavy attacks with him, but his heavy reach is so arse. It's so hard to counter special attacks or heavy attacks with him. But with Onslaught, you don't have that problem at all. Really easy to counter stuff with him. And we got a Nick Fury in Battlegrounds here. Just gonna go straight for the SB2. Don't need to ramp up with the SB1s because the special 2 alone is going to do a lot of damage, and the degens will easily finish him off. Drop the SB2 there. I didn't land my heavy attack, which I probably should have, because Nick could go passive and not throw a special attack, which would lead to my degens falling off. But luckily he threw a heavy attack here, so I'm able to land the pause in. Those degens are going to finish him off, push him into his second life, and now I just need to race to my next L2, and that's definitely going to kill him off, whether it crits or not. It would be nice if Nick didn't purify all your degens when he went into his second life, but hey, not every champion can cancel Nick's second life, I guess. They don't want too many champions doing that, but it would have been nice for Onslaught just to make him a hard Nick counter. But 60 seconds, that definitely ain't bad for a Nick. And we got an Act 8 fight here. This is just to show his immunities. Well, they're not immunities, they're resistances. He's got a resistance to shock and bleed, 150% resistance, which means he will just willpower heal off any shock debuff, off any bleed debuff, and he will apply neuro shocks whenever them effects are applied to him. So this just makes him ramp up faster. This is about a 500k health pool fight, and this is going to be over really fast. I'm sure most of you know how Onslaught works, so I won't go into it too much, but for the few people who don't, the way you want to play him is you just want to throw an SB1 to apply as many neuro shocks as you can. Then when you throw your SB2, you will convert them neuro shocks into degens, but you want to land your heavy attacks along the way to make sure you pause your neuro shocks and degens, but they need to be heavy attacks whilst the opponent is not stunned, otherwise your pause will not be that long. That's basically how you play him. He's got a lot of text, a lot of abilities, but he's actually pretty simple to understand and pretty simple to play. Here we've got a 1.2 mil health pool Sasquatch, and this guy has loads of damage reduction in this fight as well. He has a protection node where if I don't do the corresponding attack, he will gain a protection passive of 30%, so I need to watch out for that. Plus he has 5% damage reduction for each one of his rage stacks. So this Sasquatch is very tanky, 1.2 mil health pool as well. And the one thing you need to watch out for in this fight, I would say, is make sure you save your striker for when he's in Wrath mode. Otherwise you won't be able to pause your neuro shocks and degens that easily, because he will go stun immune and he will go unstoppable during his special 2. So you won't be able to land a heavy attack to pause that. You'll still be able to counter his heavy attack because the unstoppable does not last that long. So keep that in mind, either save your striker or bait out heavy attacks so you can make sure you pause your stuff. And we're going to get our SB2 off now once he gets out of Wrath. Dropped his heavy there, which was really nice of him. And we've only got 15 degens here, we didn't get the full 20, but that's still doing like 12k a tick, which is ridiculous for how fast we ramped up. We got the Apox synergy here, which basically means every time our combo exceeds 20 hits, we will apply a crush debuff to Sasquatch, which means he cannot block us, so that's really nice. To be honest, I wish that was in his base kit, but he's already OP as is, so I understand why it's not. That would be really strong in Battlegrounds to just let him be more aggressive, so I understand why it's not in his kit. Sasquatch is getting some damage reduction here, and that's slowing us down because I'm not paying attention to the node too much. I need to throw my special attack to get rid of it, but we're still doing very decent damage here. And the SB1 does do increased damage when you have the degens on him. Does hit a lot harder, and that's pretty much going to finish him off. Going to land my striker here, and that's it. 1.2 mil health pool Sassy in 2 minutes, really solid. Next up we got a Korg in Battlegrounds, and Onslaught is basically a hard counter to him. Most of the attacks are non-contact, so you're never going to take any form damage off Korg, and if he shrugs your stun, you will turn it into a passive. So yeah, one of the best counters for him in Battlegrounds. He actually finishes the fight really fast as well. There's not much to it. This is actually in the Gladiator circuit node, so this is fisticuffs, and we're still able to stun Korg during fisticuffs. like we were able to parry Chavez because it is a debuff immunity. So that's really nice. Onslaught is actually one of the best attackers for the current Gladiator circuit node. I'm not running Suicides, which is the ideal setup for the Gladiator circuit node, but that was under 50-second Korg fight. Really solid. If we were running Suicides, which we should have been this meta, that probably would have been about, 40 seconds. And next up we got a rank 2 Killmonger. He's a really good counter to Killmonger as well. Because of the non-contact attacks, you're not really going to be taking any reverb damage. And all of our damaging effects are passive, so Killmonger's not going to be gaining that much power. I'm not going for the SB1 in this fight, I'm just going to go straight for the SB2. Just because I wanted to test if it was any faster, and it's about the same speed. We did end up having to throw a special one, but our special one does increase damage whilst the degen is up, so it ended up making up for us not going for the SB1 first. And I would actually say this is the way to play most skill matchups, just go straight for the SB2. Because if that doesn't kill, you'll be able to kill with the SB1. So it's about the same speed, and there's a chance you could finish the fight even faster by going for the SB2 first. We got another Act 8 fight here. This is just Power Shield. I just wanted to show off Onslaught on Power Shield, because as any champion that has dot effects on their special attacks, they gain a massive increase from Power Shield. So if there's ever a Power Shield meta in Battlegrounds again, you're going to want to be using your Onslaughts on offense, not defense. I do go for an SB1 first in this fight, which may have been a mistake, to be fair. We probably could have killed Valkyrie just by racing to the special 2. But we land the SB1, that does some decent damage. All our neuro shocks, what we are applying on the SB1, are going to get boosted by Power Shield and do even more damage. And now it's just a race to get to the special 2. I do have to watch out for the node. I need to make sure I throw my special 2 when the little icon underneath my health bar says to, otherwise my special attack will glance and we will not apply the degens. But that's easy enough, just gotta wait until comes up to. I got smacked in the face there like a noob, but we're gonna ignore that. And yeah, now we're throwing the SB2. Degens are doing 50k per tick. Special attack nearly killed her on its own, didn't even have to land a pause. As you can see there, that degen did over 570k damage. And here we got another war fight. I'm again boosted here, running mutant power backs as well. This is a weapon X. We don't have any way to counter his regen, but he's not going to regen any of our degen damage. So Onslaught is actually a pretty great counter for weapon X. This would work in Battlegrounds as well. Should be a pretty fast matchup. Land a heavy attack there, and I meant to land my special too, but I mistimed it. But it's fine because for some reason Weapon X didn't block there, so my special 2 still hit him, and we got loads of power back off the power back boost. Gonna land my next special 2 here. That's gonna do a bunch of damage, push me to a special 1, and we're gonna be able to finish him off pretty easily with a special 1. And there we go. 40-second Weapon X fight, no way to counter him. Very solid. I could definitely make a part 2 to this video, so let me know if you want to see that. There's definitely a lot more fights in Battlegrounds Onslaught can take. He's very versatile because no champ are immune to neuroshocks, and very few champs are immune to degen or have degen resistance. So let me know if you want a part 2 with more war fights, more Battlegrounds fights, maybe another Necro solo. But yeah, that's going to be it from me. We still got this Necro Namor solo to watch, but I'm not going to talk over this. I'll just let you enjoy Onslaught nuking. This is a pretty easy fight with him. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you could leave a like and subscribe, maybe even share it. But yeah, that's it from me. See you in a bit. Thanks for watching.
No one is safe. No one is safe. No one is safe. No one is safe.